Hello friends, today we are going to see about objective symptoms. Objective symptoms are determined by the clinician through the various tests. Diagnostic methods in endodontics. First one is visual and tactile inspection. In that we will examine hard tissue and soft tissue. Second one is percussion. Third one is palpation. Fourth one is mobility and depressibility. Fifth one is bite test. Sixth one is magnification. Seventh one is radiography. In that intraoral periapical radiography and cone beam computed tomography. Eighth one is assessment of pulp vitality by neural sensitivity test, in which thermal test, heat test, cold test, and electric pulp tester, anesthetic test, and test cavity. Second point is pulp vascularity test, in which pulp oximetry, laser Doppler flowmetry, recent technology, dual wavelength spectrophotometry, thermography, ground surface temperature, transmitted light photoplethysmography. Coming to the very first point, that is visual and tactile inspection. Visual and tactile inspection is the simplest test. It is done very casually. As a result, much essential information is lost. So always done examination very carefully. Check for the 3C, that is color, contour and consistency. Coming to the hard tissue, teeth should be examined for 3C. Color, normal appearing crown has lifelike translucency and sparkle that is missing in the pulpless teeth. That means when vital teeth is there, it has some translucency and it sparkles. But in pulpless teeth, that sparkleness is lost. Teeth that are discolored, opaque, less lifelike in appearance should be carefully evaluated because the pulp may already be inflamed, degenerated or necrotic. That means because of pulp degeneration or necrotic pulp, the color of tooth will get changed. But not all discolored teeth need endodontic treatment. The reason of discoloration should always be examined. Why? Because staining may be caused by old amalgam restoration, root canal filling materials, medicament or systemic medication such as tetracycline staining. Long use of tetracycline also causes the tooth discoloration. What are the other causes? Due to necrotic and gangrenous pulp, internal or external resorption, and carious exposure. Coming to the contour, fracture, wear facet, restoration also changes the crown contour. Fracture, in case of trauma, there will be fracture of tooth and contour of the tooth will get changed. Wear facet occurs in case of atresion. In case of atresion, what will cause occlusal surface get weared and contour of the tooth will get changed. Consistency of hard tissue relates to the presence of caries or internal or external resorption. Because of presence of caries, the tooth structure will have soft consistency. Coming to the second point, that is soft tissue. In that we will examine gingiva. Color of normal gingiva is coral pink, but in case of diseased gingiva, there will be the redness. Consistency of normal gingiva is normal, healthy and firm, but in case of diseased gingiva, it is soft, fluctuant and spongy. Coming to the third C, that is contour. A change in the contour occurs with the swelling. Now we will see about periodontia. 3 common probes are used. These probe names are important in view of MCQs. First one is Williams periodontal probe. There will be the lack of marking at 4th and 6th millimeter. UNC probe, color coding is present at 5th, 10th and 15th millimeter. WHO probe, 0.5 millimeter ball is present at the probe tip and color coding is between 3.5 to 5.5. Periodontal probe should be used routinely because some findings can be missed if we are not using periodontal probe. Sinus tract opening into the gingival crevice or deep periodontal pocket may go undetected because of failure to use periodontal probe. A significant pocket in the absence of periodontal disease may indicate the root fracture. This point is important clinically. If patient is coming to your clinic and there is absence of periodontal disease, but you are finding there is some significant pocket, so it may indicate that there is a root fracture. The crown of the tooth should be evaluated to determine whether it can be restored properly after the completion of endodontic treatment. If you are planning to do RCT, that is root canal treatment, so always evaluated that whether tooth can be restored properly or not after the completion of endodontic treatment. Because if you fail to restore tooth properly after root canal treatment, then there will be the failure of root canal treatment. So always evaluate that tooth can be restored or not. Coming to the Glickman classification of furcation defect. Grade 1 is incipient lesion when pocket is suprabony involving soft tissue and there is a slide bone loss. Grade 2 is bone destroyed on one or more aspect of furcation, but probe can only penetrate partially into the furcation. Third one is intraradicular bone is completely absent but tissue covering the furcation. And fourth one is through and through furcation. Next point is percussion. We will see that point in next session.